We have some catching up to do, obviously. I have a whole bunch of questions from you guys asking about updates on my life, which is totally valid because my life has been everywhere the past year. So we're gonna get started on these. If it's your first time here, hey, my name is Lauryn Squyres. I am a former Disney cast member. I did the Disney College program. I have a podcast called The People It Takes about Disney's cast members. I have a fine arts business called Lauryn Squyres Fine Art. I used to be known as Disneyland Lauryn. I think that sums it up. Now that you've been formally introduced to me, hey, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Hit that like and subscribe button because I will be here a lot more often now, which is super cool, super exciting. I don't even have to read the questions on this one because it's my most asked question is, Lauryn, did you move back to Orlando? And are you doing the Disney College program again? No. And no. I'm not doing the Disney College program again. I am here on a part-time, full-time, but part-time job. I am in Orlando right now, and I'm living here for a bit during the duration of my job. Whenever I have work over here, I will be over here. I'm working at Festival of the Arts at Epcot right now. I'm working for Disney fine artist Rob Kaz, which if you've been here for a while or listened to my podcast, you know that's like huge full circle moment for me. Am I doing the Disney College program again? No, I'm not. I'm not even working for Disney right now. I do not work for the Disney company. I'm in no way associated with the Walt Disney Company. I just work there, but like contracted out through a contracted artist. That sums it up. A lot of you are gonna click out of this video now. So there it is. So my job is at Disney World. I'm at Epcot. I would love to be a Disney artist someday, and this is a cool way for me to take a big step towards that and to learn more about it and the behind the scenes of it. And I know people have asked how I got this job. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna jump back to 2021. I had just graduated from Scottsdale Community College with my associate's degree in photography. I had nothing to do with painting or drawing anymore. And then so to celebrate that and my mom's birthday, we came here to Disney World, which was my first ever experience at Disney World. And by the end of our trip, I had noticed that Rob Kaz had just posted on Instagram that he was at Disney Springs. I had never met him, but that was like, I had loved his work throughout high school. One of my grad gifts was one of his books. We went, met him. I froze because I was just like, oh my gosh, role model right there. That's crazy. After that trip, I was like, hey, I want to switch majors and be an artist. I want to pursue art again, which I had like put behind me. So I ended up double majoring at Arizona State University in photography and then painting and drawing. 1 semester later, I applied to the Disney College program, became a PhotoPass photographer. I did that for almost 2 years until this past August. I had met Rob throughout my program at signings and everything, but I had to graduate first, and once I graduated this past year, this opportunity came up. I applied, I got the job in late October, and now I'm here. Not selling my own art. I want to make that clear right now. My artwork is not being sold at Festival of the Arts. I am so flattered to anyone who's thought that or asked that. Hopefully someday, God willing, that'd be really cool. But I'm not, I'm just helping sell Rob's work at his booth, which is super fun, super cool, and like such an answer to prayer. So you guys should come check it out sometime and say hey if you're there, because his artwork is beautiful. Favorite part of your new job at Disney? Honestly, like being surrounded by art every day and getting to like learn more about each piece and the process, and learning how much goes behind all of it. Like the behind the scenes is crazy to me. Lots of things you just wouldn't think about. Working with Rob is amazing. Him and his wife are just the most amazing people I've ever worked for. It's incredible. The whole team is like a big family. Everyone is so kind, so supportive, there for each other. Just truly the safest workplace ever. Just like wonderful people, wonderful times together, lots of laughing. It's just a good time. It's so good. So I'm enjoying all of it. Someone asked if I'm living in Disney housing like Flamingo Crossings. No, I'm not. I'm not a cast member, so I'm not even eligible to live at Flamingo. I would love to live at Flamingo and probably would if they brought their bus system, like made that available to cast members that aren't on the college program, because I miss those buses, honestly. I don't live in Orlando. I'm based in Oregon. My art is based in Oregon. I have family in Arizona still, and I'm here in Florida for work, so I'm kind of everywhere still, but I haven't like relocated to Florida. So you'll see me hopping around still because I've got things everywhere. And Disneyland's in California, so I'll be over there too. When is The Pit coming back? My favorite podcast ever. Thank you. So The Pit is coming back. The Pit is the acronym for The People It Takes podcast. That's my podcast I started almost a year ago, almost to the day. Like, I think it's coming up this week. It's 1 year, which is so crazy. The People It Takes is basically a podcast interviewing the people it takes to make Walt Disney's dreams a reality. So like Walt Disney's cast members, but also people who have worked behind the scenes or in corporate or anything like that. So it is coming back soon. I'm hoping to be back in February once I get a little more settled in here. What are you doing after Festival of the Arts? I would love to know. I would love the answer to that question. I really don't know. That's the honest truth. I really don't know yet. I have an idea. I know what I want to apply for. I am going to be working on my art as well. I'm setting that up here in Florida and do that a lot more part-time than just a hobby. I don't know if I'll be going back to Disney. I don't know if I won't be. I don't know. So I just don't know yet. This is a cool question. Someone said, how does your new Disney role feel compared to working in the parks before? So it isn't, I'll say it again, just to say it again. It's not a Disney role, but this new role, being in the parks and not a part of the company is definitely different. And not necessarily in a bad way. Those who don't know, I did PhotoPass in Hollywood Studios, and I was often, like, majority of the time, I was in Galaxy's Edge, which was like my home. I loved working in Galaxy's Edge. I miss that community and that aspect of it, but at the same time, I think I got a little bit burnt out from it. Love photography, but I think that did burn me out just a little bit because it was like a constant thing. You're like constantly with a camera, and like I'm constantly with a camera now, but it's like in a different form. How this feels compared to that, I'm glad I get a little bit of extra time to actually interact with guests and not just be doing a service like constantly, but getting to like actually talk to people and also being surrounded by something that is pushing me in the direction of where I want to go with my future. Photography obviously is something I'm passionate about, and it was like a good thing to have. And I'm super thankful for my role as PhotoPass. I loved PhotoPass, but I think now knowing that I'm doing a job that is going towards where I want to be in the future, and it's helping me learn about my future and learn about the career I'm wanting to go into, it just feels right. Like something just feels more, it feels like I'm where I'm supposed to be. And not saying I would never go back to PhotoPass, because I think I would love to go back to PhotoPass. But right now it just feels like I'm in the right place where I'm supposed to be, and like I'm actually heading in the right direction. I've been getting this question a lot. Could you ever do art tutorials or full paint with me videos? I don't think that I will ever do any like, this is how I paint, like tutorials or teaching, because I'm so like focused on my style, and I don't really, it's not that I don't want to share what I do, it's just like, I don't even know how I would describe it. I just kind of do it now, and I'm so focused. I'm not to a level yet where I could like describe what I'm doing, because like I have to, like before I paint, I literally have to process still what steps I take to get the effect I want to get in my artwork, because I'm just not like, I'm still learning. I'm just out of college and I will be learning all my life, and I don't know that I'll ever be in a place where I can be like, oh, this is how we do this, and this is what you'll do next, and this is this, and this is this. Not my thing. So as far as that goes, I think the most you're gonna get out of me is like time lapses and my paint with me while watching movie videos. It's just not quite my thing. So sorry, guys. How does it feel being back? It feels so good in every way because I know I'm supposed to be here. I have prayed through this so much. It's been a struggle. It's been a hard path to get here, but it feels so right, and the process felt so right getting here, even through the like hardship that it brought in every trial. It just all feels right and feels like I'm in the right place, and like being here now, I feel like I'm supposed to be here, whereas times I've like forced my way here or been like, I need to go back just to go back because I'm missing out, or honestly, I feel like I came back a lot because I felt like I was missing out. And this time I feel like I only came back because I knew I had a job to do and knew I was being called here. And that's definitely showing itself and proving itself to be correct. So I am just so excited to be back. And I feel like I'm using every day the best I can. And getting to meet you guys again in person is honestly like the biggest blessing. Like it truly makes my day. Like I say that with every single person I meet. I'm like, you made my day. But you literally do. Like it literally is the coolest thing to see these people who support you that I've never met before. And they're out here supporting me and loving me and buying my artwork and liking my videos or just following along, like saying kind words, all of it. It's the coolest thing ever. It feels like you're just meeting friends, like old friends, because it's like, oh, you know me. And that's so cool. So I'm really excited to be back. I'm really excited. Like I still feel like, oh my gosh, I have to do all this stuff, but I'm trying to take it day by day and just enjoy every day to the best of my ability and soak it all up, because I'm just like truly so happy to be here. And I'm happy to be able to say that too. How did you create such a fun and trendy sense of style? Thank you. If you're talking about how I dress, thank you. Because honestly, it's like my priorities are comfort and then style. So like in the summer, you'll see me wearing like basically gym clothes, a big t-shirt or a crop top, or gym clothes or a skirt, and whatever shoes are comfiest. And then winter, you'll see me wearing like baggy clothes. I do have quite a collection of jerseys now, and I am very proud of my collection because majority of them are under $30. This one was like 15. One of my big chunky ones was like 10. That was a crazy find because usually they're priced at like 110 or more on eBay. I do all my shopping on eBay for the most part, of like Disney shirts, stuff like that. Otherwise, Amazon. Very lazy when it comes to my park fits, but I appreciate that. Like, that's such a big compliment. Thank you. Since working at Disney, are you able to still go to church as much? How do you keep your focus? Oh my gosh. So I haven't been here long enough to really have a good grasp on this yet. I've been here one Sunday. The Sunday before that, I was at the parks with my parents because they helped me move in. But so this past Sunday, I usually work from 10 to 6. And this is what I mean by I work for the best people ever. I mentioned that the earliest service is at 8:30, and I don't think I could make it into work by 10. So they're like, oh, we can bump it for you. And I'm like, you guys are so nice. So they adjusted my Sundays. So now I start at 10:45. I did not go to bed early enough the night before, and I did not wake up early enough the day of. So I was late to church, and then I was rushed after, and then I like barely made it on time to work. Oh my gosh, don't recommend. But planning to be more prepared, like in the future Sundays. I found the same church does this awesome young adults group on Thursday nights, 18 to 35, I think. But that's another source of not only like church, but also community and friendship, and just a solid foundation of people supporting also. And they were like the nicest people ever. So I'm super excited to go back to that. I think I've just like been through it, gone through it so many times where if I don't make it my focus or my priority, it really affects my mental health and how I do life, and I get lazy and I get pretty down, honestly, pretty depressed without it. Like every day I start with my Bible, my devotional, I journal, and if I don't do that, my whole day thrown off. So I've definitely made it a priority this time around to make sure I maintain that discipline. Even if I miss the gym, I'm not missing my time with God, because that just like makes or breaks my day. And going to church is so important. It's so much easier just to sleep in that extra couple hours, but it's so much more worth it to get up and go and have community in that time and worship. And yeah, so I've just like made it a priority and set that. And it is hard. It's discipline. You choose your hard. Either it's hard to wake up and go to church, or it's hard to be depressed and lazy. So it's like, you gotta choose which one's worth it to you. What is one of your favorite paintings you've made? So one of my favorite paintings I've made, I can't ever show you guys and probably never will show you guys. It has been like behind the scenes in some of my stuff. I'll give you a hint. It's got a pink background. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It is Disney themed, but I don't know if it would be appreciated by Disney, but it is probably my favorite painting I've ever done to this day. I did it in college for a project, and it's my favorite. It's my baby. Those ones you guys have seen, probably the one of me, Blessing in the Breaking, just because that one's so like, such a special, like deep meaning to me. Or Swings, or Pit Stop. I really love Pit Stop. I just loved making Pit Stop, and I loved making the swings, and I just like grow such an attachment with all my work. So like Pit Stop's definitely a favorite though. Is your new role everything you hoped for? Everything and more, which is so cool. Praise God, that's so cool. My dream is to work at Disney. Any advice on how I could go about doing that in the future? Yeah, read about like Disney programs, follow Disney programs on Instagram, and do one of the internships or one of the Disney college programs or something like that. That's the best thing I recommend to get your foot in the door, because it opens so many more opportunities. If I hadn't worked the Disney college program, I probably wouldn't have the job I have today with Rob Kaz, which is the whole reason I did the Disney college program in the first place. So, Disney college program. I've also gotten this question. I've gotten this question for quite a while. How did you start your Instagram influencing? First of all, I have never, and still do not, consider myself an influencer. If I influence you in any way, cool, happy to hear it. I hope it's for the best. Don't go to Disney unless you have the money for it. I'll say that. Reminder, usually I only go to Disney when I was getting in for free as a cast member. Influencing you in any way, I hope it's to love Jesus and follow Jesus. That is my biggest influence I'd like to have on you. For content creator, and even that's like weird to me. But how I got into it, basically, when I got accepted into my Disney college program, I wanted to document it for my family back home because I was literally flying across the country. And I think in my first YouTube video ever, I said like, I'm filming these for my sister to play on our TV at home for my bearded dragon to watch, so she would remember me and get to see me and my voice. That baby is now 6 years old and back in Oregon with my parents. My love, oh my gosh. That's how I got into it. I just like honestly posted my life, just photos, videos, little things I would do like during my program, and that's where it started. Honestly, never thought it would go beyond that. And here we are today, and I think it's a huge blessing, but there's been times where I'm like putting content out that I just do not care about. I'm just doing it to put it out there, and it's not worth it. It's like, if you're not doing it because you love doing what you're doing, like if you don't love the content you're putting out and you don't love making that content or sharing it, don't do it. It's not worth it. But I'm just doing it for fun, honestly, and I'm just posting things that I love. And if I don't love it, I'm not posting it. It's not worth my time being here. All that to say though, I didn't go into it like, I'm gonna be a content creator, I'm gonna be an influencer. Because I wouldn't have known where to start. Be yourself. Don't try to like copy people. Don't try to be anyone besides yourself. Just do what you love, and there's too many people doing the same thing. Just do you. I don't want to say you do you, but honestly, like, do your own thing. Because the right people will follow you, and those are the people you want, are the ones who actually care about your content, who you are, and what you're doing. How do you balance making art and working? I wish I had more time for my hobbies. Bro, I don't know how I balance it. I really don't. And I'm figuring that out here because I am in a new setup, new routine, and it's like starting over again, which is like super exciting, but also just like, oh my gosh, a little bit overwhelming. Really, it's like me writing out a schedule of when I need to go to bed, when I can work out, when I can, so that I can get my full 8 hours of sleep, when I need to make this content, that content, podcast content, YouTube, painting, when I like get grocery shopping done. Literally stressing myself out thinking about it all right now. It really just depends on your routine and your job and like what you have time for, and don't do so much that you burn yourself out. It's not worth it. You know, if you can choose like one thing to focus on, and then your job, and then like take care of your body and your mental health, that's all you need to do. Not recommend doing everything I'm trying to do right now because I haven't even figured it out quite yet. What is your biggest goal for your art this year? You're so talented. Keep up the great work. That's so sweet. Biggest goal for my art this year. I feel like I've already hit my biggest goals last year at the end of the month. That was crazy. You know, to make some connections, I've already made one huge connection, but to make any connections that would take me like that step, one big step closer to where I'm trying to go with my career. To like paint something that I'm like, just the next painting, to like push myself each painting to make myself go like, wow, I did that. That'd be really cool. Tips for someone with a new Disney account: be yourself. Don't do what everyone else is doing. Like, don't overanalyze it, don't overthink it, just post for fun and the right people will follow you and support you. Don't think that much into it. Just have fun with it. Be kind to each other and supportive. Just be kind, stay out of drama. It's just stay out of drama. Support people, love people, be kind to people. What you missed most about Disney? What I missed most, honestly, was like just like interacting with everyone here and the cast members, and just being a part of the magic all the time and being surrounded by it, and the fireworks going off all the time. I love fireworks. Love fireworks. So if there's a show and I'm there, I'm probably gonna watch it just because like I'm not gonna take that for granted. If it's in front of me, I'm gonna watch the fireworks, because where else do you get to do that? So many people would kill to be where you are now. So I take it all in. Best way to make friends when moving to Orlando? I don't know if this won't apply to everyone, but it could apply to everyone. So like, hey, for me, it is going to church groups, because there you'll typically find pretty solid people. Obviously not everyone. You know, a church is full of broken people. It's like a hospital. It's full of people healing. Some need a little more healing time than others before they're like ready for you. Church is a great place to start, and especially to find people of all ages, all backgrounds, and they're usually loving and welcoming, and a good place to find friendships and community. Otherwise, if you're on the college program, talk to everyone you meet around Flamingo, especially on the bus. Just say hey. It's always fun to meet people that way. I feel like that's like the easiest thing to do ever, is just to talk to people on your college program, because they're everywhere and you have so much in common, so it's easy to start a conversation. What are you most looking forward to this year? There's a couple trips in the works that I'm really excited for. God willing, they turn out and actually happen. There's a few trips, actually. I think like 3 trips that are like big possibility. I'm really excited for that. Unlike last year where I had like a set plan that still blew up because I had school, so I was like focused on graduating, and then my sister got married, so it was like that was the focus, and then I was back home, and then here, like I kind of knew where I was heading, whereas this year I have no idea what's next, and I'm really excited for that. So I don't know what to expect or what to be excited for, but I'm just really taking it like day by day, month by month, and seeing what the Lord has planned for me, because I'm really excited and kind of loving it that way. A little more room for spontaneity and just seeing how much God can do with me having like no grasp on everything, on anything. So we'll see. I have no idea how much God did last year. Like, it's so cool. I'm so excited to see what he has planned for the future. Where someone said, where do you see yourself as a senior citizen? I see myself retiring, but working at Disneyland just for fun, like picking up occasionally on the little storybook boats. I want to work the little storybook boats or something along that line. I think that'd be so fun. That's so random, but I love it. Will you still be selling your art or merch during your time? I will be selling my art. I'm gonna be having like a drop hopefully every month. Hopefully that's coming soon if I can get that going here. Thanks for your patience with me as I like figure out my life a little bit. As for merch, I closed down my merch I think I closed it in October. It was just too much going on, and I was so focused, like more prioritizing my fine arts business. That is my main baby, my like focus, my love, my passion, and takes me towards my career. So like if I ever have time in the future, I would love to reopen the merch. I know a lot of people are asking about it. I just don't have the time right now. I'm glad people are still like asking about it. I'm glad you guys liked it. Hopefully someday. Are you single? I'm gonna say this right now. My dating life and my relationship life is something you will not see on social media. I made the decision to keep that completely private. I think I have I know I have every right to keep anything I want to, personal and private. And that's something I want strictly offline until I'm like engaged or married. That's that. So anyone you see on my feed or my profile, you can just, safe to say, I'm not dating them and they're not my boyfriend, and that's that. I'd love to hear your testimony. Thank you. But that's something I'm not going to take the time to do right now. And on this type of video, there's a bit of my most recent, like part of my testimony on my recent episode of The People It Takes, season 2, the final episode. That was like unofficially the final episode. There was supposed to be one after that, but didn't have time. I'm human, guys. Sorry. But yeah, you can go hear about it there and how I got this job to where I'm at now and what I dealt with the past year to get here and the chaos. But we're so good. We're so excited to be here. You guys are just so sweet. You just say the sweetest things. So thank you. I love you guys. I'm so grateful to have like such a supportive community on social media. What are you trusting God with this year? All of it. Literally all of it. Every single thing, God's hands. Because I just don't want it. I don't want anything to do with any of it because I always screw it up. That's me. I'm human and I screw everything up if it's in my hands. So I am giving this entire year and entire future and all the plans I have, or hopes or dreams or desires or fears, all of it in God's hands, where it should be. I think that like sums it up. This is going to be a long video. I have a lot of editing to do ahead of me. And that's okay, because I needed to catch you guys up. But thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Thanks for following along. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all that you do to support me. And like with every like, every comment, every artwork purchased, everything, everything. If you listen to my podcast, if you follow me on TikTok, if you follow me on YouTube, if you don't check socials often, but I've met you or did the college program with you, or who knows. I'm so thankful you guys are here. I'm so excited to be back on YouTube. So excited to be back on YouTube just to document all of this for myself. I want some long form content. I wish I hadn't quit long form content during my college program. That's probably my biggest regret. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. If you watch this whole thing, thanks for being so invested. I appreciate you. I love you. I'll see you guys later. I don't know a posting schedule yet, but I'll try to figure that out soon. I love you guys. Bye, guys.